Sir Vignesh, sir, can we start, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, dear participants, I welcome you all for the third session of day three. So, now we have a session called Future of Blockchain by Dr. P. Vigneshwaran, sir. Now, I'm handovering the session to Dr. Vigneshwaran, sir, please.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon to everyone. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about the future of a blockchain. So, I have prepared my presentation in such a way that the few, nearly about 10 to 15 minutes, I will cover the some use cases, some other use cases, because that is very, very important. That is a practical use case which is already implemented, and I am trying to discuss with what is the future of a blockchain both in India and other foreign countries. So this is a way I have arranged my presentation. So I have taken here as a Walmart case study. And the second point, I'm not going to cover it right now because there are so much of other important things are there to familiarize the concept of how other countries are adopting the blockchain. This is a blockchain city, and what is a stand on India? What are the projects they are planning to develop, and what is the proof of concept they have defined? So all those things we are trying to discuss within 1.5 hours time period. Obviously, I'm not going to go beyond 350. So I will try to concise my presentation, try to finish my presentation on or before sharply by 350. Right. So first, let me go to the Walmart case study. So here, a Walmart, we know that everyone knew that Walmart is a biggest retailer. So they are the giants in the retailers business. So they have adapted this Walmart for their supply chain management, for their food ACM, food related products, for food related supply chain management. They have adopted the blockchain. Especially, they tied up with IBM for enabling this blockchain concepts on their ACM, supply chain management, to ensure the quality, of the food products. Right. So obviously, this since it is an IBM, so they have used the concept which is called as a hyperledger. They have used the concept which is called as a hyperledger. Okay. So what is the idea behind the Walmart for investing lot of things on the blockchain enabled? Is they want to develop a food trust to ensure the quality of various food items, especially vegetables, fruits, and even dairy products. So what they planned is they tried to combine uh, after completing the proof of concept, after completing the POC, that is after successful implementations on their end, they extended their things onto the other companies also. So they tied up with the popular dairy product companies such as Nestle, and others for bringing the quality which is enabled by a blockchain systems. Right? So as we know, the Walmart is everywhere. So from the farming to the till handing over to the customer, they have a business. So they have a farming business. They are in transportation and the storage. Here, the major problem with respect to this Walmart is why. What is the reason they adopted this blockchain system to ensure the quality is because of the foodborne diseases increases. So the foodborne diseases are increased in the United States. So because of this, they try to ensure the quality of the particular product by keeping the barcode systems. So what they did is they tied up. They also tied up with the barcode company, and they changed the systematic representation of the barcode so that once they scanning the barcode, we will come to know what is the quality. That means meaning of the quality is where we bought the product. Actually they are trying to take these vegetables, fruits and dairy products and make the dairy products from the various farmhouses. So this barcode system is identified, is developed in such a way that once if we scan the particular product, it is easy for the user to understand from where the product was received. Even though they received it from the, they purchased it from the Walmart, so they will come to know in which farmhouse they received the particular item. They received the particular item. And usually what will happen in the foodborne cases, normally if we go into the doctor, it nearly it takes 1 week of a time period to understand what is the disease actually, in what is the cause of the particular disease, what is the root cause of the particular disease, right? But whereas if we are enabling these blockchain systems onto the supply chain management, then it is easy for them to understand. And because of this blockchain enabled, no one will be penalized. No one will be penalized. Automatically, what will happen if any disease will happen? What doctor will say? Doctor immediately will say that X or Y product will not suitable for you. Please don't buy that particular product. They are not clear about it. They are not obviously clear about it that the root cause for the particular disease is for the is based on the product X or the product Y. Blindly, since it is not able to, it is unable to find out the reason. So blindly, they are going to say, don't purchase these products. So what will happen automatically? Whoever is cultivating the particular product, they will suffer. They are suffering a lot. They are not in a position to generate the money. Even the government is also going to say the same thing. If keep on you are going to complain about that the foodborne diseases is keep on increasing in our city, so then city administrator what will do, then they will find out the root cause, they will try to find out the root cause, then finally they will land into the solution like don't purchase any items from this particular area, from this particular area. Automatically that will happen, right? So if it is happened, what is the other side of problem? Even though the disease is not related to the particular product, unnecessarily the farmers are suffered a lot. They are not in a position to generate the money, right? As we know, in every country, the one of the pillar is farming, right? So this is the root cause for the particular problem. So what they did is they want to ensure the reputations as well as also the quality. They have incorporated these blockchain systems onto this supply chain management. Just I'm rushing up of all these things because there is another very interesting topics is there, so that's why I'm rushing up the topic right now. So what is the challenge they have faced? So challenges, as I said, the foodborne diseases. So because of we need to have a better traceability system, they tried to use this blockchain. So this is a challenge they have used here to track this, find out the source, find out the root cause. So they need a proper tracking systems. It means they need a open transparency. For that, they tied up with IBM to improve these traceability systems. They have adopted this IBM generator, that is a hyper ledger, and in that there are many flavors are there in the many frameworks are there in the hyper ledger that they have used in the hyper ledger frame fabric, right? So initially they have created the IBM is created on behalf of the Walmart. IBM is created the two proof of concepts to implement this blockchain onto this supply chain management. One is a tracing a mango, and second one is tracing the pork. It is sold in the China market. It is sold in the China stores. So one is for the US stores and another one is for the China stores. Right. So what they done here is they want to trace the mangoes where it is arrived from, in which farmers it is arrived, and which day we have purchased. So all the necessary details are incorporated onto the barcoding system itself. Right. For this, we have one small story. Why especially they have chosen these mangoes is one of the technical director of the Walmart. They gone to the nearby store and then he purchased the mangoes, chopped mango fruits, and then he given the chopped mango strips to his team, technical team, and asked to find out uh, where the particular mango they bought. Probably it is based on the taste or for some other reasons. Okay, what usually they did is, as usual, the normal way. Manually, what we'll do, we will make a call to each and every farmers. If we have 100 farmers, they supposed to make 100 to all the farmers and get to know the details Now, this is a base right now. For this tracing of the mangoes, the chopped mangoes, for their team, they took nearly 7 to 14 days of a time period. Right, and in between, if somebody is purchased the mango, to tracing the particular mango, if we take 7 to 14 days of a time period, obviously something is happened after eating the mango, then the traceability, we can't trace where the problem is. Actually blindly we will say, because of I ate the mango, I suffered a lot, I got this disease is because I ate the mango. Right, so this is a case, it should not be happen. So that's why the technical manager, that is the director, they said they want to develop a proper system. So that's why they tied up with the IBM. This is a root cause for the particular problem. Right, so manually their team, they traces the mango, that to the chopped mango, from for 7 to 14 days of time. They took 7 to 14 days of time period. But whereas after the development of the blockchain systems, they took only 2.2 seconds. It is reduced from 7 days to the 2.2 seconds for tracing the respective items. Right, now what other things they did is, they also uh, along with the barcode systems, they also included the certificate of authorities, that is called as a CA. That now this all these things, everything put it into the blockchain. This certificate authority will bring the trust to all the people. So in such a way, they implemented the blockchain systems. Okay, so the result is now at present, the result is, trace the origin of 25 product from 5 different suppliers by using the Hyperledger fabric. After the successful of the 2 POCs, they expanded the things for the 25 products, and they uses the Hyperledger fabrics and from the 5 different suppliers. And finally, what they did is, they informed to all the suppliers. They informed to all their suppliers to incorporate these blockchain systems for tracing their items or tracing their product. This is the final outcome of the respective problem, right? And also they tied up with other industries. They also tied up with other industries for making a proper food trust systems, making the proper food trust systems, right? So why especially they have used the concept of the hyperledger? Why not in some other blockchain technology? Because this hyperledger, it is based on, it is open source. So this is the first one. And second one, whatever the changes they want to do, they are expecting to do, this hyperledger team, they are ready to do the entire thing. They done the entire thing. So because of that relationships and then relationship, so they used the hyperledger fabric concepts. And initially they have seen the Ethereum, and there is a Bro project. But finally, due to the involvement and the output of the hyperledger, they have adopted the IBM based blockchain systems, right? So this is the story in behind of that with respect to the Walmart. Okay, so they want to create, so this is the way. So 7 days, this 7 days it is reduced right now along with the help of this blockchain enabled. Now where the blockchain is enabled, it is enabled in the barcode for tracing, for easy traceability. And now the 7 days time period is reduced to here 2.2 seconds, ready to the 2.2 seconds. So in the Walmart, especially in the US markets, in the US stores, the particular vegetable, the mango is traced within the 2.2 seconds of time period from which farmhouses they bought, the supplier bought this fruits. And slowly they have extended this for all the products, and they also accessed it with other companies, Nestle and other companies. So they try to bring the food trust systems. They try to bring the food trust systems. So that is called as a IBM food trust. That is called as a IBM food trust, right? So why not in the same set of thing? Why not we supposed to implement in our place also? Our our government is working on the same thing, right? So soon we will come to know the there are many applications which is enabled by blockchain systems, right? Now I'm moving on to my other thing. In many industries, this is one area. Okay, now the future. What is the future of the blockchain? Every foreign countries, they adapted, they try to implement these blockchain systems for various applications. Even um, for the assembly elections also, the state elections also, in some of the countries, they done with the help of blockchain. So even the state election is completed with the help of the blockchain. Why not for other industries? This is a question in behind of us right now. And in this case, I would like to quote the Dubai is the leading country for this blockchain enabled systems. They completely, even the entire government sector, they are in the blockchain enabled. They are in the blockchain enabled. Okay, now just I would like to show you certain things to support this, how this Dubai have adopted such a beautiful system. I think my screen is visible. So see that the website name is called as openledger.info. Right now Dubai has adapted using developing a smart cities which is based on the blockchain. Unimaginable, right? So what they are trying to do is they are trying to overcome the percentage problem like resource scarcity, power shortage, and cost of living and other things. What they are trying to do is they are trying to develop to overcome all those things. They have a blockchain enabled solutions, but these all are a main features of the particular city, smart city. The universal id card stored in the cryptographical secure ledger, and advanced security for iot devices with reliable and distributed blockchain ecosystems. Obviously automated property title and land management with smart contracts. So they are running the smart contracts for dealing these kinds of smart cities, procuring these smart cities, buying and then selling, and reduced administrative cost. With that, they are trying to reduce the administrative cost. Just see this video. It's really, really, it's unimaginable, right? How they develop, utilize the technology in a very optimal way to develop their countries, to develop their country, right? So this is completely a blockchain enabled system, right? So this is a video.
Sir, Vignesh sir. Hello. Sir, Vignesh sir, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Your voice is not audible, that's it.
No, the video is clear, no? Hello?
Running, sir. It's not running.
Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Megawatt peak installed. Let me put
Is this visible, sir?
Now
that
okay,
into
sir.
perspective. That's 40,000 panels,
Right.
PV panels. So far, we've installed 26.
So should I run from the beginning?
Yes, sir.
Energy and transport, electric cars, all kinds of cool stuff. Hello and welcome to Fully Charged. My name is Robert Llewellyn. This is a series about the future of energy and transport, electric cars, all kinds of cool stuff like this. And today I've just come along to see this normal town, just another town in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. And I don't know, it's very nice. It's very quiet, as you can tell. Not a lot of traffic. In fact, none. In fact, it's amazing. This is the sustainable city.
First of all, thank you for coming. I mean, this is it's a delight to show you all of this. So this is the sustainable city, and we regard it as our goal is to have a net zero energy development. So everything you see, first of all, the principal design elements is to reduce the energy intensity of the city. And so if you notice as we drive through those streets, the orientation of the villas, you know, these villas, they benefit from the shade. We decided to design and to orient all the villas towards the north. So all these villas are north orienting, which means they get a lot of shade and we avoid the sun.
Right.
And that is so important in this part of the world,
Yeah.
because otherwise your air conditioning cost is going to go up through the roof, and that's not good for carbon and carbon emissions.
Yeah.
We also have UV reflective paint, which means you deflect a lot of sunlight and you reduce the thermal heat gain.
Right.
The windows also have tremendous thermal values, and the roof as well.
It's such an attractive place to live. I mean, we're now going past these beautiful ponds.
Yeah, these are the water features.
Right.
This is actually grey water, and this comes out of our wash basin. This is water from the showers
Right.
and the washing machine, and we actually treated. We separate the water which enters the city into two streams. So we have black water and grey water.
Right.
So what you just saw is the grey water that is treated, and we treat it here inside or on site in the community, and you will see that in a bit. And then we pump it up through that stream, and we have these storage ponds. And all along this farm, we're now driving through the farm, which runs the length of the city.
Yeah.
We tap into the grey water system to irrigate the landscape, and we also use the grey water to keep these pads. If you can see those
Yes, I saw
streaks,
those. Right.
those streak marks, you know, those pads, we keep them moist with treated grey water, and those are pads that we utilize to cool the biodomes.
Right.
So they actually provide fresh air into the biodomes, and we're going to enter one of those and see what's inside.
Wow. And then this is the thing that I first saw when I arrived, is that all the car park
Yeah, so
space
this-
is shaded with solar panels,
So-
which is so sensible.
Yeah, well, 2 points. First of all the cars are assembled. So we wanted to keep the cars away from the clusters, which
Right.
means when we drove through a cluster, it is completely car-free.
Right.
That's amazing for kids.
Because I've
the
seen lots of
playground.
kids playing
Exactly.
around, yeah.
This is their space. The entire
Yeah.
cluster is their space. So we have all the cars in one location and under a roof panel. And so we have in the city, we actually have 10 megawatt peak installed. Let me put that into perspective.
Wow.
That's 40,000 panels,
Right.
PV panels. So far we've installed 26,000. And of those 10 megawatt, 3 megawatt come from the parking areas.
Wow.
So that's a lot of electricity.
Yes.
So we can produce 10 megawatt hour of electrical energy, solar energy per day.
Wow.
And this
Wow,
feeds
that's a
into
day.
the grid.
Yeah.
This feeds into the grid because we are grid connected. And then we tap from the grid, we take it back to supply energy in different sections of the city.
Right.
All the services, the cooling pads, the farm, the street lights, the water features, all of that is actually utilizing electricity from the car parks.
Right. Yeah. Just,
So there is one community pool, and
Right.
this has always been a contentious point about sustainability. But
Right.
we've designed in such a way. First of all, this is a closed system, so the water is filtered,
Yeah.
and we just top it up, replenish it because of evaporation during the summer.
Right.
And we have a very environmentally friendly treatment system as well installed.
But it's also clearly very popular. There's always
And
a
it's
lot
very
of kids in it.
popular. I mean, living in Dubai without a pool, at least one pool is a bit
Yes.
difficult. It's become expected.
Because it's such beautiful weather here today when we're in January. So I have been in this area before in the midsummer, and I know that it is extremely hot.
So it can get, exactly. So now the weather is beautiful. We're at 25 degrees Celsius. If you come back in 4 months, it's going to be 45.
Yes.
So then the story is different.
Yeah.
So the water that you see here, this water is streaming down. This is grey water,
Right.
treated, and we have a little bit of slope. So we utilize the slope to have that movement of
And
water.
is it cleaned as it's
So
as
it's
it flows
treated.
through?
It is, first of all, it is treated, and then we improve the treatment. If you notice these grass,
Yeah.
this is papyrus.
Right.
That's what they had in Egypt, right, to make paper, for example. And those are called biofilters. So we planted those, and they're actually soaked
Right.
down in the water, and they biofilter the water as
Right.
well because there's a lot of nutrient uptake.
Yeah.
So they improve the water quality even more. The trees that you see now, the landscape here is only 2 years old. So what you see is only 2 years old. So we've tried to balance between the amenity and the utility value of a landscape.
Right.
We don't just want beautiful trees and landscapes and shrubs. We also want to have trees that are going to bring something back to us. So the date palms, these we pollinate in the spring, and then we're going to harvest. We harvest the dates in August.
Wow.
And then the trees scattered along the farm, we have avocado, papaya, pomegranates, mulberry, fig trees. So those are spread, and they will benefit from the shade of the palm trees. And all of that is actually rent, right? In both options, in both cases, you will not incur certain. This is only for rent.
Right.
And the idea behind it is that this is going to generate rental revenue, and a portion of the rental revenue is going to pay all the service fees and the maintenance fees in the city. So we have promised all the residents in the community that they will pay 0 service fees and 0 maintenance fees.
Wow. Hang on a minute. Let me get my head around that.
So you move into the city,
Yeah.
whether you're a tenant or a homeowner, a villa owner.
So you can buy one of the
You can
villas
buy,
outright.
this is called freehold in
Right,
Dubai. So
right,
you can buy property or you can rent,
Yeah.
right? In both options, in both cases, you will not incur service fees or maintenance fees. It's 0.
Wow.
So when you look at concierge service or sweeping the streets or sweeping the panels, or we actually dry clean the panels, the solar panels, all the water treat, the mosque, etc. All of that is provided for free. I mean,
Right.
for free meaning it is offset by revenues that come from this plaza. And this is related to ensuring that there is also economic sustainability and social sustainability. It is not only about the energy features and the water features. The economic dimension also has to make sense.
And I mean, has the general sort of public response to what you've done here been?
Well, it's been tremendous. I mean, it's been tremendous. Some people there was a lot of skepticism, right? If we go back 4 or 5 years when the planning started, most people kind of just brushed us aside.
Right.
Even bankers and I mean, there was little interest. We did draw attention, but I don't think many people believed in this concept and the design. That was post-financial crisis, global financial crisis. Things have really picked up, and now when you demonstrate what we've done so far in phase 1, I think it's becoming more and more obvious that this is doable.
Yeah.
And it is not more expensive, apples to apples, oranges to oranges.
I was going to ask
So this is a myth, and when you design sustainably from the start, it's not an afterthought.
No.
An afterthought is expensive, but when you plan it right from the beginning, and you also capture the latest technology or the latest features from
Yeah.
the market, then it's not more expensive.
Right. Right.
And we've demonstrated that
Right.
all the way down to social sustainability and economic sustainability. We've brought down, just to talk about carbon, on average in the world, each one of us, from UK to Dubai to Lebanon to Australia,
Yeah.
we emit on average 7 metric tons of carbon dioxide per person per year. Here, we did our estimates because we're doing a greenhouse gas inventory of the city, and we are at approximately 3.1 metric tons per person per year.
Right.
That applies for residents living in the city,
Wow.
including commutes to outside the city.
Wow.
So,
And you're talking people who've got, a lot of people have quite substantially large vehicles in Dubai.
unfortunately,
they're not all in super little eco.
So this is something we have our own targets as well to transform the mobility, not
Yeah.
only inside the city, because that's we've achieved that already
Yes.
with electric vehicles and buggies and bicycle tracks and jogging tracks,
Yeah.
etc. So we've provided that, but more importantly, we want people to begin to switch
Yeah.
to electric vehicles, and so we've done 2 things so far. We've provided charging stations. Second, and that's really unique, as a developer, we are actually providing an incentive, a subsidy to villa owners who wish to purchase an electric vehicle
Right.
and who live in the city.
Wow.
So if you live in the city and you are a villa owner, you will receive up to 10,000 euros or 40,000 dirham towards your first EV purchase.
Wow. That's,
So that's the
a big
incentive. So
incentive, yeah.
that's part of your sales contract, know.
Right.
So whether you make use of it or not, that's your choice.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so we have 11 of those,
Right.
and this is our attempt to grow food. We started with herbs. We now have we spent most of last year, 2016, experimenting with different herbs and different temperatures, and so we've now selected 40 herbs. What you see here in this biome, we have leek, we have parsley, we have mint, we have basil, chicory, spinach
Spinach over there.
coriander, cherry tomatoes, lettuce.
Because it's much cooler in here than outside, but then the fans are blowing air,
So
they're sucking air outside.
this is the beauty of having a low-tech solution. This is a desert technology.
Right.
This has existed for more than 40 years in farms all across the Arabian Desert. And the system is very simple. We actually we call it fans and pads.
Right.
Fan and pads. So we have 4 fans blowing air out. Then you have a negative pressure inside. So passively, air is going to flow in.
Through those.
It's going to flow in.
Right, now I
because you're
understand.
blowing air out.
Yeah.
These are called pads. It's like cardboard, corrugated cardboard.
Right.
And then we wet them. We moist them all the time with treated grey water. So if you see them, you have these streaks of water.
You can just see some drips coming
Exactly.
down.
And if you stand in front of it, it's like an air conditioning system.
Wow.
So the temperature is going to drop from 45 to about 30.
But the other thing is, if you were doing this 10 years ago, you would be, burning some form of fossil fuels in order to run the motors that drive the fans. But all this
fans-
electricity is all coming from solar.
So this is coming from the car parks that we saw.
Yeah.
That's what we call the solar farm. And these are just motors. Doesn't take a lot of
It's
power.
very simple. It's
Very
simple
simple.
technology. Yeah.
Just motors. So there's no air conditioning system.
Right. I think that's my argument really for the British property development sector.
Say what a lovely place which is enabled with the blockchain systems, where that's why I said the Dubai is ruling the blockchain enabled solutions, right? Even in every government sectors, they have adopted these blockchain solution systems. The reason behind of why every government sectors is having a blockchain enabled system is their answer. The entire administrator answer is simply only one answer. Why I want to wait for so many longer time period? Even if I want to purchase the flat, why I want to wait for 20 days of a time period or 30 days of a time period? Instead of that, within a single click, that is, they are talking about the cryptocurrency. Within the single click, I will I need to purchase my flats. So this is the luxurious thing they have given for their citizens. The city entire administrative people, they have given the privileges to all their citizens, right? So this is a one. And next, Dubai blockchain strategy.
How can we manage transactions easily and securely in a complex modern world? Introducing blockchain, a transformational technology that will make your life easier. Say you want to buy an apartment in Dubai. Usually you would run around to many different entities with lots of documentation, which can feel overwhelming. On blockchain, you can access information from one highly secure digital network, which reduces time and effort. On blockchain, each piece of information about your apartment is called a block, which contains an unalterable, detailed ledger of information. There are blocks of info for everything from your passport and visa details, bank details, DIWA registration, that all sit together to form part of the chain of information. Blockchain offers you trust, transparency, and traceability. Did you know that Dubai will be the first government in the world to conduct all its applicable transactions on blockchain by 2020? Smart Dubai, inspiring new realities.
So this is their target. In 2020, they want to bring entire thing is smart enabled. So they called this as a smart Dubai. There's another one video now how this blockchain is disrupting the government process.
I'm Clyde Vanell. I'm the New York State Assembly member for the 33rd Assembly District. I'm also the chair of the subcommittee for Internet and New Technologies. Even though blockchain has been introduced and been out there for 10 years, for about a decade, it's still in its infancy stages. If our systems can be compromised in all these different places, that's a problem. And it's a problem that's even a conversation for our country. It's a problem when that's a conversation for our state. It's a major problem when it actually happened in Brooklyn. 127,000 voter records expunged. I mean, how does that happen? So one of the things is that, there must have been a, 1 point of contact for that to happen. But, if the voter information was on blockchain, was on a blockchain, if it was on a distributed ledger, almost impossible to be able to do that. So that's why it's so critical for us to explore the different uses of blockchain, with the government. The fastest area of adoption, from my vantage point, is our education system, our SUNY system. So we have engaged SUNY to try to use certain use cases to be able to put transcripts, student information on the blockchain. So we're trying to go through SUNY. And because our SUNY system of 64 campuses and smaller departments or what have you, we can silo those uses and those test cases easier than within an agency or what have you. So we're trying that. We're going to try that with the schools.
And this is the video which describes the Airbnb is using the blockchain systems for sharing their economy in near future. So they have combined this with this is especially specified for your smart homes, that is smart cities. So they have used the open ledger along with the various IoT concepts.
Today, NKN and IoTex are unveiling our blockchain proof of concept for the sharing economy. We wanted to redefine how homeowners can control and share their smart homes. Platforms like Airbnb own our personal data and have high fees, while public listings lack trust and security. NKN and IoTex's blockchain technology addresses these issues and offers a new decentralized alternative to short-term home rentals.
In this demo, we showcase some of the blockchain and IoT building blocks we've been working on. We integrated lightweight IoT devices to the blockchain, smart locks, thermostats, and lights, and developed a D-app running on NKN's decentralized P2P network and IoTex's smart contract platform. It lets users control and authorize access to their smart homes in a fully P2P fashion. It's the first step towards the Airbnb of the future. Homeowners can securely authorize access to their smart homes. Authorized guests can seamlessly control lights, thermostats, and other connected devices, and they can even unlock add-on rooms or equipment closets, all in real time through a convenient mobile application.
With blockchain, homeowners can enjoy full control of their smart homes and data, while offering renters the same convenience and a custom rental experience. To bring it full circle, access can be securely shared with multiple people, and all terms between parties are enforced by smart contracts.
Our collaboration shows the possibilities of blockchain and IoT technology, and we're excited to build this out further in the coming months.
We're premiering our live demo at the Telecom Infrastructure Project Summit in London later this month. Come check it out if you're in town, and look out for more updates soon.
See, every country is putting forward to enable blockchain-related applications. Now, there is even though we have in industry 4, I'm having only one thing stuck in mind in each and every time. Even though in industry 4.0 vertical, there are so many things are there, but how only one technology is ruling is changing the complete world. That is a future of the blockchain. But the one problem which I found in ours is now only we are conducting these kinds of so many forum for discussing the blockchain systems, blockchain technology. But whereas other countries, they have started already. I'm waiting to see a lot of other projects similar to what they did in other foreign countries. The same set of projects I'm expecting in our country also. Obviously, I cannot go there in Dubai and stay and then get a citizenship. Yes, I can get, but being an Indian, I love India, so I'm expecting much more blockchain-enabled applications to have a luxurious life for each and every people, not only for a single people or only a group of people, for each and everyone. Say in Dubai, for purifying the water, they are using some sort of crops. They are choking into the water and they are trying to get the purified water. These all are blockchain enabled. And the final video, which is related to the blockchain city, but since it is quite long, here and there I will move forward to complete this video. Please carefully listen this, because this is a complete future how other foreign countries, they have developed their environment according to the blockchain systems, right? So in this case, I would like to show another one important thing, like there is another one country, the country name which is called as Estonia. This Estonia, they are started the very first time the blockchain systems. They are the very first country they have adopted this blockchain system, and this Estonia is called as a first digital nation.
and welcome to this special edition of Tech 24 out of Tallinn, Estonia, the world's first e-nation. Estonia is often hailed as the most digitally advanced society in the world. Since its independence from the Soviet bloc 28 years ago, this small Baltic state has transformed itself into an e-nation with 90% of government services online. Internet access is even considered a basic human right and is enshrined in the Constitution. In a tweet, the president of Estonia recently called attention to the country's high proportion of unicorns, or companies valued over $1 billion, compared to the country's population. Estonia is already known as the birthplace of Skype, one of its 4 unicorns, along with Playtech, Taxify, and TransferWise. After London, Paris, Berlin, and Silicon Valley, Tallinn seems to be the new land of opportunity for entrepreneurs. Let's meet with some people who have decided to set up their business here in the Estonian capital.
Hi, I'm Ty Chris, and welcome to my office here in Tallinn.
40 computer engineers from across 5 countries work in this 500-meter squared office. They're the team behind the startup OnOff, an application that allows you to have multiple numbers for one mobile phone.
First of all, I thought to myself, we need to find a country, not just where the engineers are very good, but where they know how to produce the kind of technology that I want to make. So clearly I had to go to a country where the workforce is cheaper to create a more effective product and so become more competitive. And finally, we're based here in the Silicon Valley of Europe.
A hub of technological ingenuity whose spirit is embodied by one place in particular, the Teleskivi Creative Center, a former Soviet industrial complex now home to startups from all over the world, including Chile, China, Canada and Italy. They operate from this co-working space known as Lift 99. Youssef, a Moroccan software engineer, came here from Berlin 6 months ago to develop a virtual reality startup aimed at allowing anyone to create their own VR experience. It's transformed his project. On that startup visa. Startup Estonia is a government initiative which works to support and encourage the country's startup ecosystem.
The main difference is that the digital nomad visa gives you a right to just come here for a brief amount of time, but you can also continue traveling after that. But with the startup visa, we see that people actually commit themselves to at least a couple of years in Estonia. They want to benefit from the community and then get the contacts and maybe scale out.
As Estonia looks to attract more and more international entrepreneurs, it now has to respond to new challenges. How to ensure that the necessary infrastructure is in place for those who choose to
Probably I may stop this and then I will go to this video because this is very important.
To 2016 and 17. Hi, my name is Ian Khan. After meeting with hundreds of professionals, experts, industry influencers, and others through 2016 and 17, I found a severe need across the board to help figure out what the fuss was all about, what this new technology was all about, what blockchain was all about. Blockchain City is the true story of blockchain and the reality of how it impacts us all. As people, our cities, our workplaces, our families, and our future. Sometime after the year 2008, an entity or a group of people under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto came out with the famous white paper that highlighted a new electronic form of currency that would independently change everything about money. A new revolution had begun. Blockchain was the core technology foundation of this new currency. And this revolution has now culminated into a global phenomenon where governments, private and public sector firms are embarking on creating more value, more change, and solving some of the world's biggest problems. My journey of understanding this global movement to create more trust, secure our transactions, and create more value started in the city of Dubai. This is where the vision of tomorrow is driving an aggressive strategy of how technology can augment our capabilities. Follow me on this journey as I embark on a quest to find the truth from those who know best where we're headed. In the middle of the Arabian Peninsula, one of the most well-known cities is Dubai, a fast-growing metropolis and the epicenter of change in the Middle East. Dubai has always been synonymous with progress, challenging the status quo, and dreaming big.
The government of Dubai, with its vision of tomorrow, powered by technology, has embarked on an aggressive plan to enable a blockchain-based government by 2020. The UAE also has a national plan to enable blockchain across all 7 Emirates by the year 2030.
Don't fear from technology. Be smart in how to deal with these technologies. Doesn't matter if it is a blockchain or big data or any type of technologies, even our smart devices, as long as we know why we are using it. If you don't know how to use them, go and educate yourself. Make sure that you utilize the best of these technologies for your own benefit. We need to be wise enough to understand what these technologies will add value to my life. And for me personally, as long as it will make my life much simpler and much easier, I will go for it.
From manufacturing to logistics, transportation, healthcare, and real estate, every sector, every industry is set to undergo a radical shift in the next few years, potentially because of blockchain. Yet we do not understand blockchain to an extent where we could really be comfortable with it.
To date, technology has been a domain of computer programmers, experts, and leaders alone. But just like blockchain promises democratization of technology, we need to break down the barriers to understand blockchain itself. We must find out what blockchain really is, and more than that, how it can be defined by what value it brings.
A blockchain is essentially a breakthrough in database technology. It's a new kind of database system that, because of its architecture, enables everybody on the system to trust the system.
It's a tool for decentralizing relationships, contracts, and decision making so that they aren't mediated by gatekeepers of various kinds. It's a very powerful idea.
If you use a little example here to make it a bit more illustrative to the viewers, you could think of a transaction which we all observe. So let's assume all the viewers here which are watching us right now would have a little black notebook on their lap and would kind of take notes of all the transactions they are seeing. And they are seeing right now a person here standing which maybe they are not familiar with, and that person is holding $20 in his hands. So you have super sharp eyes and you can see the ID and everything, and this is a legal token. So now you see that I give this $20 to this gentleman over here, which you don't know, but you have seen the transaction took place. Now you write this transaction in your little black notebook and calculate a little sum to that, and you add all the subsequent transactions to that. Now let's say in 5 minutes I'm saying, oh, wait a minute, that weren't $20, that were $100, and I want my $100 back. So all the people who are viewing this transaction, I would have now to convince that their transaction, which have been kind of jotted down in their little black notebooks, are not actually $20, but $100. Now, how would I do that, right? Because I don't know how many people actually have a ledger, have written down this transaction. And on top of that, I would have kind of pried my way through. I have to persuade them to change the entry. Why would they do that, right? Because they don't know me, there's nothing they can gain here. And in parallel, all the other transactions which are ongoing, because more people can do payments, they have to be jotted down as well. So they would be super busy, and that would be prohibitively expensive for me to do so. So economically, it doesn't make sense.
Despite the various explanations that blockchain is defined as, it's still hard to sometimes comprehend the actual technology, and for that, we must understand it beyond just its architecture. One of the most innovative and forward-thinking countries in the world is also one of the tiniest European nations, Estonia. Over the last 2 decades or so, Estonia has really laid the foundation of a digitally powered nation and is now reaping its rewards. Estonia is also considered to be a leader in blockchain, which in some ways is often a less represented fact.
Estonia kind of had blockchain databases before the term blockchain was coined. But I would have to say that Estonia is not a blockchain nation, so we don't run fully on blockchain. We just happen to be in a position where we created similar databases that are now referred to as blockchain technologies. And we use that in our people's registry and to run our state databases and systems.
One of the other benefits of blockchain is also mass collaboration and the ease of sharing information to create value. The Netherlands, with its Dutch blockchain coalition, is spearheading efforts to create global awareness and impact.
It's a missing piece to support collaboration between different companies, between different governments in a supply chain. It can help you to work together and to give you as a person a better user experience and make new things possible.
And yet, where would we be without really addressing the need for us humans to live a life of acknowledgement, respect, dignity, and value? Maybe blockchain can help us realize our true human potential.
For me, blockchain is going to help me become more me. It's going to celebrate my individuality. I feel like the IP of who we are and our ideas will have value and meaning, and I think that's going to be a huge shift.
The idea of blockchain being a radical new technology that can address many different challenges we currently face as people across the world is sometimes hard to accept.
How can one technology, often confused with Bitcoin, have so many different applications? The answer may be similar to something we faced about 30 years ago with the mass commercialization of personal computing. Skeptics back then probably asked, how could computers be used in every profession? How can they increase productivity? How can microprocessors change the world? Today, we have overcome all of those questions as time has proved the value of computing technology beyond anything we could have imagined. What then are some of the possibilities of blockchain, and how can we really use it beyond just financial transactions?
There are literally thousands of projects that people are building out. Identity systems, reputation systems, governance tools, accounting systems.
For us, it was just the kind of financial benefit and the ease of actually accessing digital services or public services. That you don't have to go to the tax man and stay there for 2 hours and sign a piece of paper. That you could do it from your computer. It's just comfort and it saves you a lot of time. Also, it saves you finances.
When we started the Smart Dubai initiative in 2014, we continued with this kind of research exercise to see what are the advanced technologies, emerging technologies that will take Dubai to its next level. You know that in Dubai we started digitization of our government in 2000. So we've been into now almost 2 decades in digitizing our infrastructure. We know today, whenever anyone talk about blockchain, they think about the financial sector, but we dig deeper.
What blockchain is enabling us is doing something like social goods. If you, for example, look into what the United Nations are doing or the World Wildlife Fund, using the blockchain technology to prevent overfishing in the South Pacific or to prevent children trafficking, by using blockchain technology, then you can see that there are really kind of societal problems which can be addressed or are currently addressed in prototypes by blockchain implementations.
From efficiency to identity management, financial transactions, and more, there seems to be a vast range of applications.
We started as a publishers, and we saw the print media going down. We were trying to find the answers, where it is going, what is the media future. So we were thinking that we need to give all the power to the authors, those who create the media, and we realized very quickly that there are so many inequalities in the world, and that without giving the ownership to those who really create the value in the economy, there would be no possibility to bring back the trust and create something that will disrupt these monopolies that are, controlling the entire media space now.
Trust, democratization, and more. They also say that blockchain works as a tool for accountability, recording every transaction, an immutable, unalterable, and permanent record of things. This in fact helps with tracking information because it's always available on blockchain. Can industry benefit from this? Perhaps one of the big challenges that creative artists face can be solved with blockchain-related technologies.
So many examples of how it can change the music industry. I mean, a very simple example is if you've signed a contract with somebody for, say, a record deal or a publishing deal, it's all about percentages, and it's about at this point this happens, at this point this happens, this person gets paid when this is recouped. Anytime any artist has ever audited a label, they've always found money. So I think there's something in being able to digitize your contracts into smart contracts to help you interface with the services of the future. One of the biggest bugbears in the music industry that's failed time and time again is to try to create a verified, authorized global database of music, of songs, a repertoire. And it's failed time and time again because there's
now have an answer to create a higher rate of return on efforts, work, and productivity in general.
One of our projects is to add efficiency in our reconciliation system between bank accounts. Normally, this kind of transaction takes almost 45 days. And we thought by implementing blockchain, it will add 30 to 40% efficiency. But it gave us 100%. It dropped that time from 45 days to 0. So why not transferring this experience to the rest transactions in the government, whether it be internally, in our, for instance, HR transactions, procurement transaction, but also the transaction for the users. Why I should wait like for days or months to buy a house? Why it's not only like a matter of pressing a button?
Just imagine how complicated bureaucracies are, right? And translating that into code, which is what's required by putting those operations on the blockchain, sounds like a very tall order. There is a natural tension, actually, between government operations in general and the blockchain, because what the blockchain is disintermediating relationships between individuals.
Yes, probably you come to know what is the impact on the blockchain if we are adapting these blockchain systems in our day-to-day life. If you implemented this blockchain, if we adopted this blockchain, automatically it changes our day-to-day life. Now let me share my screen. So as of now, what we see, what is the stand on other countries about this blockchain? Now, what is the stand on India? So this is totally 59 pages this is a document where what is the strategy, a blockchain strategy India is going to follow for enabling ease of business, ease of living, and ease of governance. That it means it's complete. That's why I said in the morning session, personally, I'm looking this blockchain as a business process. So the technical partner for developing the proof of concept is called is Niti Ayak. Right. So what they are doing is they are developing a complete strategy, a proof of concepts or a proof of work. So based on that, we are trying to establish the blockchain enabled applications. Now still it is in, they are working right now. The work is going on. Just I would like to show some use cases that India is looking for. Okay, first one is land records. These are the use cases now our country is looking for. First one is called as the land records. So if we implement these land records and with the help of this blockchain, that is buying and selling everything with the help of a blockchain enabled systems, obviously there is no land mafia. There is no place of land mafia. And it is easy to transfer the land from one owner to another one owner. It reduces the hidden cost. There is no under desk dealings, right? And this is a case number one. This is a use case one. And second use case, that very essential one, is a paramedical drugs supply chain. So to maintain the regulations, to maintain the self regulations. So India is working on this. And smart certificate. This is for anti-fraud identity. The third use case is called a superset. This is to identify whoever is given a forgery certificate. And it has happened to see that while reading this document, it has happened to see that there are nearly more number of people have given the false certificates. Right? They are trying to figure out what are the frauds that happen with respect to the certificates, educational certificates. They are trying to figure out this. So our country is working on one of the project, one of the use cases. Presently, they are doing it right now. Right? And next use case. Next use case is called as immunization supply chain management. That is for infrastructure development. Okay. Chit funds. So a chit fund enabled with the blockchain system. That is also the one of the use case. Our country is working on it. And next, insurance. That is another one important sector, both in the medical insurance as well as also the automotive insurance. Where in all these places, India is bringing the proof of concepts. Once it is successful, automatically our country will also enable blockchain related applications for ease of business and ease of living and for the ease of governance. Once if it is happened, then automatically it creates a luxury with the help of the technology to all the citizens, to all the people. I'm expecting the day which will to see in a reality how in what are the various sectors we are going to adopt these blockchain systems. Right. So with this, I'm stopping my presentation. Now, I do agree that afternoon I have run the full of so many videos because as a title I need to give the justifications for the title. The title is a future of a blockchain. Obviously, we need to understand what are the things are possible. Right? It's beyond the technology. It gives a democratic way to live in the country. Right? Social impact and social economic impact, all those things can be done with the help of this blockchain enabled systems. Right? Now the forum is open for you. If you have any queries, I'm ready to answer.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Participants, any queries, please?
Say my expectations as being a resource person in the ATAL workshop is only thing is we all teachers. We can change the world. So please bring back this to the students, to all your students. Take back to all your students. Ask them to work on it. Try to give the take some use cases and try to give the problem. And this document is very useful. Right? And if possible, I will send this document to the coordinator so that he will send a mail to you all.
Okay. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Anandi Ramachandran.
Yes,
I'm working in the area of healthcare information technology. So
yes,
that's the reason why I just wanted to, enroll in this FDP to see.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
and I just want to know right now with this National Digital Health Mission coming, and government has given a focus, and even they have come up with some strategy document for blockchain.
Yes,
From
ma'am.
you, and yes, and you spoke about Estonia. One of my best friend is actually working with Estonia government for blockchain in cyber
Yes.
security.
Very
So
good,
now
ma'am. Super.
my doubt, but the same question I have asked him, I didn't get much clarification. So I
Okay.
wanted your view. It is not technical. Now
Okay, ma'am.
Estonia and all, it's okay. Sir, Estonia, Netherlands, they are all okay. The population is not very much. The population is very small, right? Now come to our contest, especially in the case of healthcare. If you see, our healthcare is still mostly controlled. I can say 70% or so, according to my perception. The views might be different. 60 to 70% it is mostly only private players, not public. Though government facilities are coming, government has trying to change with health and wellness centers and everything. But in many states, in the field level, when we go to the field, we actually see our southern side is far better off compared to the northernmost side and the eastern side. To be truthful, still there are a lot of problems related to infrastructure, etc. Now, when we are talking about this blockchain, use of blockchain, especially for increasing the security for transactions, everything, especially when we are talking about electronic health record. My question to the point is this: how feasible do you think so, as far as healthcare is concerned, in our country, and what type of challenges do you perceive?
Right, ma'am. Understood your question, ma'am. Now,
Especially in
just
public, bringing public and private together.
yes, ma'am. Okay, understood your question. Now, I will give you one simple example. In US, there is some standards are available. So now for health records, especially in healthcare sectors, that standard name is called as a HIPAA. 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 This is a US standard.
Yeah.
This is especially for the health informatics related, or we can say the bioinformatics related.
Especially
There
for
they have
insurance, for
yes,
payment.
yes,
HIPAA.
ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes. It is not only for the payment. It is based on the how long we supposed to keep the patient's record,
Yeah.
and what are the various ways we need to keep the patient's record. So that's
Yes.
what I'm trying to say here is there are some standards are available in other different countries. There are some standards are available. Probably in some other country there may be some other FIPA or HIPAA, something like that. But other countries, they are having the separate standards for maintaining their records. But whereas India, I'm sorry to say, there is no such a record.
Yes,
There's no
sir.
such a
DHR
standard.
guidelines are coming to play, sir. And NDHA
It's
on
yet
the
to
way.
ma'am, it's yet to come only. It is yet to come only. We are telling that we are developing right now. That's why the safer side we are playing the role as developing, right? So as of my point of view, with respect to your question, now at certain moment it is not possible is because of now once government supposed to take a proper initiatives to overcome the practical regularities, practical issues. If once they coming forward, it's all with the help of government only. Because as we know, in especially in the healthcare sectors, in hospital related informations, now the private is ruling the world. But where we can stop one place, that place is called as we should respect the human. That's all. This is my point of view.
Okay, sir. What type of challenges do you foresee? I mean, what else do you think will, while if suppose say, let us say
Definitely the
government
administrative challenges.
what type of
All
challenges do you think will happen
no
for
all
blockchain?
all sort of administrative challenges we supposed to follow because we need to revamp completely. It is not so easy to adapt the particular systems or but any technologies onto our own existing framework. We need to completely revamp it. Even if one another one example, there is a one difference between other industry 4.0 verticals and this blockchain is if when we want to adapt this blockchain, we need to revamp our existing frameworks. But whereas it can interoperate, it can interoperable, but whereas this one we need to revamp it. So while when we want to redesign the particular framework, so what are the administrative problems we are facing? The same sort of a problem we need to face. Point number one, and point number two, we need to console many people. We need to console many people. Many Jains we need to console it. Because once if we adopt the blockchain systems, automatically there is no hidden charges in wherever the area and wherever the applications, there is no hidden charges. That's why in the beginning PDF itself, ease of governments,
Yeah.
ease of living.
Sir, but we need somebody to manage this, right? And also store it or storage of the data too. Don't we need somebody to manage this?
Obviously, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I just wanted to find out your viewpoint on this. Okay, thank you very much.
Really, I don't know whether I have given the justifications for your queries, but this is my completely according to my point of view. Once the complete revamping is happened, then only it is possible to do because our system is like that.
Yeah, because generally, if you talk about blockchain, especially in healthcare, people those who are working in healthcare, whether it is for blockchain or cyber security or health informatics, they sing the same song. Oh no, we need to make it interoperable. We need to adopt it.
Ma'am, we can say in all buzzwords, we can say the only one question I will leave it to you. Now, in a are we ready to implement a telecoms in a telecom sector? Are we ready to implement this blockchain systems? Absolutely, the answer is no.
Okay.
You know the reason why it is not. Many people know the reason why it is not because we want to console many people. There is no hidden charges.
Yeah.
System is completely transparent.
And we are having a lot of players in the telecom, right, who are private. So they all need to come in the same platform.
But mainly we need to console the geo, no, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are many players are there in the telecom.
Yes, obviously, even though if it is not a many players, but the problem is the BSNL is gone down, no?
Yeah. Government has gone down. Yeah.
Yes. Who is taking the particular responsibility? In case if this is our situation of our country, if I am bringing this technology, that too it is a transparent and it is a distributed and it is a secure one. Is this possible to implement? Even for the 5 years or the 10 years? We will say in a safer side, we will play the role. We are thinking on it. That's all. I know that you will understand into whom I am blaming all these things. That's why I said I'm not in the good position to stay in Dubai, to buy a house in Dubai and settle in Dubai because I'm an Indian.
Yeah.
I love my country. I'm expecting all these things supposed to be happening in my country.
But you are absolutely right, sir. But one thing one should understand, see, whether I do not know about aviation or all those things. Let me be because I am coming from healthcare industry.
Yes,
From
ma'am.
long time before, healthcare industry has been surviving, taken care by the private people. And even though we can call it as a service, nothing is for charity. Whether it is
Yes.
politics or any service, even whatever we can talk about, everybody needs money for survival and for further thing, isn't it? So what happens is when we are having such a you can say multidisciplinary people are there, states are there, bringing them all to a common platform for a common good, it takes time. Little by
Yes,
little,
definitely.
somewhere it has to be a win-win situation with, and especially given the population of our country and then the varied geographical access, it is not easy whether it is telecom or healthcare because everywhere infrastructure cannot be made available so easily. It might be
Yes, ma'am.
easy for us to talk when I'm trying to share the information between two people in an urban city. It might be still different when I'm going to a tier 3 city or rural area. So absolutely you're right, but it might take time. As you say, one
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Another one major thing here is um, uh, Canadian Prime Minister, he blindly said, we are living is because of India.
all
Because of
people
that,
are saying that, sir.
that COVID-19 injection. We have so much of resources, but we are not properly tuning it. We are not properly using it. It takes time. It takes time to streamlining entire thing. Obviously, as you said, it is a win-win situation only.
Maybe somewhere we need to start in the pilot somewhere, and then that should start giving lessons for future.
Waiting, mom. I'm waiting, mom, for this. I'm eagerly waiting for this.
Okay, sir. Thank you for a very good
Thank you.
session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity given to me. Just I have said my point of view. It's up to you to take it into the next level. Please, I'm only my humble request is please take back into the students, bring back into the students, inform to the students, ask them to work on it. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Muthukumar sir and Isladuddin sir,
Thank you so
all the
much,
coordinators.
Vignesh
Thank you so much,
sir,
sir.
for
Thank
your
you.
continuous contribution towards our FDPs in last two phases. Now the ATAL sponsored FDP. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The participants, you have
Thank you,
a
sir. I'm
feedback
leaving
link
the
in
session,
the.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. So participants, you have a feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill the form. So tomorrow we have a speaker from GS Raizani University, Professor Dr. Mahip M. Batre. He is going to handle two sessions in the morning. And afternoon we have a speaker called Dr. N. Karthikeyan, Professor and Head PG Studies from our own department and college. So tomorrow we have still more information related to blockchain. So we'll meet on tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. Ma'am, Anandi ma'am.
Yeah, one small question, sir. This is to
Yeah,
the
tell me, ma'am.
Sorry. Sir, actually, this is the third day, right? Yeah,
Yes,
we would
ma'am.
appreciate if you could, whatever presentations which are come, you could upload it in the Google Drive or wherever you are.
No problem, ma'am. Actually, still I didn't get the session feedback from speakers. So most probably tomorrow I'll post it down, ma'am, in the
Yeah,
WhatsApp group.
not only for future learning, because ATAL seems to have one thing,
Yes, yes.
asking all the
Yes.
faculty undergo a quiz, and only
Yes.
then we give a certificate.
So as I want to say, we are all a faculty community. So
Yeah,
my framing of questions will get everyone will get a good mark. So there is no worry in terms of getting certificate. The only one thing is you have to maintain your attendance.
yeah, we are reminded how we also treat our students.
Yes. So
Okay, sir, thank you.
in terms
Yeah.
of quiz, nobody, no need to worry. Okay, so it will be a basic questions only. So I will share the session PPT by today or tomorrow evening.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thanks.
Sir, can you share the feedback